so-called leaders who are not thinking, who are not planning what to do. Our healthcare budget is the second largest budget in the country, over $500 million is budget. But we are here today talking about blood bags. So the question should be, where is the money going to? If we are a democratic society, where is the $500 million budget being spent? That is the question that each Gambian should be asking, regardless of what political affiliation, regardless of what part of Gambia you came from. It should be a concern to all Gambians to ask the question, what is the Ministry of Health doing with the $500 million allocated budget for the ministry? What are they doing with it? When Royal Victoria Hospital is in such a serious condition, from medical equipment to medicines to the sanitation of the facility, a facility that's supposed to be a hospital where people who are sick will come to get treatment to be well. But instead they will come to a hospital and contract something else. Is that a hospital that you and I will be willing to be admitted at if we can afford it? Those of us who have the luxury to go to private hospitals today, yesterday many of us have used the service of Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to play this video. I know many of you have heard it, many of you have seen it. It is time for Gambians, for us to think. It is time for Gambians, for us to come together collectively to address the issues in the Gambia. Because the direction that this country is heading is not what the people voted for in 2016. The people voted for change. They did not vote for this. They did not ask for this. We all have seen the victims of Faraba, that who were brought to Edward Francis Small Hospital, they were treated with sandbags. The Minister of Information, who I call the Minister of Misinformation, denied or tell the world that he is not aware of it, even though these pictures have circulated on social media and on some news outlet around the world. That tells you the government that we have in place, a government that is only interested in staying in power, the government that is only interested in enriching themselves at the expense of the Gambian people. It is time for Gambian people to think, to look at the evidence, to look at the realities. This is not something that most of us are making. We are not making it up. This is the truth. It is time for us to stand up for what is right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me play the audio.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Guys, it's Ed Sharm here, the part of the Akira team. I'm in the Banjul Hospital. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Guys, it's Ed Sharm here, the part of the Akira team. I'm in the Banjul Hospital with Sister Awa here. Awa?
Yes.
Oh. We have an emergency appeal here. I've come here to sort everything out. As you know, we're spending the zakat here in the next 10 days. But something's come apparent, which is very, very urgent. They have no blood bags. I'll give you an example of what blood bags are. The bags here that they use for receiving and giving blood is finished. They are very, very desperate need of it, and they have to go to Senegal to get it or other places. Now, the cost of this in pounds is £1.50. £1.50 gives you one. They come in a pack of 5. So we have the Akira team, alhamdulillah, have purchased 1,000 bags today, immediately. They are coming Tuesday. But I ask all you people around the world, brothers and sisters, wherever you are, whichever country you are in, just like a for the bag. £1.20, how much sawab you will get is between you and Allah. It will be priceless, worth more than anything. Do you want to invest above the ground, or do you want to invest below the ground? Which meter do you want? The electric meter you pay for, or the sadaqah meter which is free? And keep on going like this till the day of Qiyamah. Sister, do you have any messages for the brothers and sisters?
Yes, please, please, please. We are appealing to the entire world to help us with blood bags, because we are out of blood bags right now, and people are really need of it. We are gone out of blood bags right now.
So please donate. Go to the webpage www.theakirateam.org, theakirateam.org. Your bank details are on there. Donate and put the reference BB, blood bank. And that will be enough, inshallah. We will then buy some more and distribute this out with our own hands. Jazakallah khair for watching. Please like and share and pass this on to all brothers and sisters everywhere. Thank you.
All right, brothers and sisters, you heard it from the friends of Gambia with our dear sister, and it is very important, my brothers and sisters, it is very important. Banjul Hospital, the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital, known as RVH, emergency appeal for blood banks, Never in the history of Gambia, and we have been in the world news about blood banks. Yes, the past 53 years, we like to talk about. Yes, some will be willing to say it is the fault of the Gambia boogeyman we call Babili Mansa. No matter what evidence we give that this government will take the country down the cliff, the ignoramus among us will still say 22 years. They will tell us that they inherit a bad budget. But what they are not telling you, the budget of the Ministry of Health in 2017. $500 million is plus. They are not talking about it. They will blame everybody but themselves. Yet we don't have blood bags. They will not take ownership of their failed policies, their mismanagement, misappropriations of public funds. Our hospital, the environment is not conducive for patients. A place that will not pass as a junkyard. Yes, tell me it's 22 years, brothers and sisters. Yes, we are going to say it's 22 years. Let's blame Yahya Jammeh. Let's blame Yahya Jammeh for everything. Let's blame Yahya Jammeh for everything that happened, the failed policies of this administration. The failed policy of this government, this accidental government, and the Alibaba and the 40 thieves, that whose objective is to come in politics to enrich themselves. Yes, let's blame Yahya Jammeh, because the people will buy into the false narratives, but they will not tell you how much money they have received. What a shame, my brothers and sisters. What a shame. What a shame. Now, Gambia in this condition, they are looking forward for Gambians in diaspora and friends of Gambia to rescue the hospital. Yes, it is Yahya Jammeh's fault. For 22 years, the damage that has been done, it is Yahya Jammeh's fault. A government that is not willing to take ownership of their failed policies, their mismanagement of public funds, misappropriations of public funds. We said it last year, it doesn't make sense. The largest fund in government under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, for what reason? You are telling the world you don't have money, but you are increasing your spending. You are expanding your government. We are expanding the government. We are increasing our spending. But yet, they will not cut down. They will not freeze their per diems. They will not freeze their per diems. They are okay. They are making money. Brothers and sisters, they are making money. Today, a woman who is in an emergency, and that woman is rushed to Banjul Hospital for blood transfusion. Arriving at the Banjul Hospital only to find out there is no blood. Only to find out that there is no blood. As the fundraisers, the Friends of Gambia indicated, it only costs £1.50 for a bag of 5. For a bag of 5, you are looking about less than $100. Less than $100. But yet, a department with $500 million budget cannot have those blood bags available. But they will have funds available to have a seminar, because the seminar benefit them. They will have a seminar, brothers and sisters. These politicians, they will have a seminar as we speak. Maybe they are having a seminar. They are paying themselves. They are paying themselves, brothers and sisters. They are paying themselves. But we don't have blood bags. And Gambians on social media, many of us, we are talking, but we are not talking about the issue. The most important issue that we should be talking about, what was the purpose for change? What was the objective? The purpose of change, Gambian demand good governance. Gambian want a government that is accountable to the people. Gambia demanded a government that is coming to work for the interests of the Gambian people, making sure that we fix our healthcare system. But are they fixing the healthcare system? They are not. What are they doing? They are paying themselves per diem. While the nurses in the country have yet to receive their allowance. But as we speak, they are collecting their own allowance for themselves, their per diem. But no one is talking about cutting spending. They are not cutting spending, they are increasing spending. Brothers and sisters, yes, tell us, it is 22 years. As the Minister of Misinformation said, he is not aware of the situation, what is going on in Edward Francis Small Hospital. When asked about the people and victims of the Faraba incident who were put in sandbags, yes, the Minister of Misinformation said he's not aware of it. Yes, but this government is willing to fund what they call the Barrow Youth Movement at the expense of the poor people. Barrow Youth Movement is very important than blood bags. And they are telling you that the Barrow Youth Movement is a non-profit organization, or is an organization or partner, whatever it is called, to promote their economic development plan. Barrow Youth Movement is a partner for development in the Gambia. Brothers and sisters, Barrow Youth Movement, they are opening office locations across the country, while Gambia is on the news for blood bags. Barrow Youth Movement is opening locations across the country. Brothers and sisters, you don't have to be an economist, you don't have to be a political scientist to know that Gambians have made the worst mistake in life, electing an individual surrounded by hyenas, people who are only interested in making money for themselves, enrich themselves, their friends and their family. That is the new Gambia. The new Gambia, it is all about themselves. The economic development of Barrow Youth Movement, yes, the BYM is more important than your life. Barrow Youth Movement is more important than blood bags. The life of a woman who may be rushed, again, as I said, to an hospital for blood transfusion, only to find that there is no blood. Because Barrow Youth Movement is more important. The life of Barrow Youth Movement and UDP is more important. Yes, you are told about development plan. You are told about development plan. The false narrative, the false pictures that is hanging on the wall across the country in the minds of the people to believe in the false narrative, taking advantage of the people. Yes, Barrow Youth Movement is the partner for development. It's the angel, the savior of Gambia. But Barrow Youth Movement, whose members are either unemployed, how could they form Barrow Youth Movement? The Barrow government has nothing to do with Barrow Youth Movement. And you know, as you have seen the video, they are busy trying to open offices. But the Barrow Youth Movement, the so-called partner in development, is nowhere to be found in the Gambia, brothers and sisters, to say they are going to find a way how to fund the blood bags. They are only interested to get vote. They are only interested to stay in power, to enrich themselves, their family members, their friends, and on the expense at the back of the people, the poor people, the vulnerable people in society. Barrow Youth Movement, you are told, is partners in development. While across the country you have flood, destroying homes and business, possibly life. Oh no, don't believe that. Gambia is doing well. That's what you are told. Gambia is doing well, according to the Minister of Misinformation. Gambia is doing well. Support Barrow Movement. Support Barrow Youth Movement. Support UDP for 16 months. Yet, Gambia is moving backward. As Gambia has decided, from the frying pan to the fire. Gambia has decided to go backward. They are doing everything that they could do to form a Barrow Youth Movement, to stay in power, to get rich, award themselves first. We are first. We are very important. We the one that struggle. So we have to get rich. You have no reason to tell us to do for you. Ask not what we can do for you, but we are asking you to vote us in office so we can continue to milk you, so your children will be a servant to our children generation. That is what you are told. Brothers and sisters, Wato Sita, Gambian Kulu, to wake up. Democracy, what democracy is, we have to think what democracy is. We have to apply the rules of democracy. Making sure that we have checks and balance. Making sure that the government works for the people, not for Barrow Youth Movement, not for UDP or any political party, but for the interests of the Gambian people. This is the Gambia you envision for your children. I don't know about you. I don't want to live in this Gambia that we call the new Gambia, because it is not encouraging. My brothers and sisters, follow the link on the video, whatever is circulating on social media. Do what you can. £1.50 is less than $100. Gambians, even Gambians at home, we are spending average $50 on a phone credit every day. or spending it on something. So Gambians at home have a responsibility to step up, because every day somebody in Gambia is spending more than $50 on phone credit to buy credit to call their family member. Take a day, use that $50 and find a place where you can donate that for these blood bags. It is the responsibility of all of us, because we have a failed government that doesn't care. They only care about staying in power. It's up to you. People have spoken. We have spoken about the failed policy of this government, that this government doesn't have the capacity to take the Gambia to the mountaintop. They're only interested in staying in power to enrich themselves. 400 million euros or more has been given to this government. Where is the money? Where is the money? Brothers and sisters, where is the money? Are these people better than you? The conditions in Royal Victoria Hospital, less than $2 million will facelift Royal Victoria Hospital. This government have received billions and billions and billions of dollars. I'm talking about billions with a B. I'm not talking about millions. I'm talking about billions with a B. What are they doing with the money? What are they doing with the money? They are taking the Gambian people for a ride. It is time for Gambian people to wake up and stop the ignorance for supporting a failed government. The signs are there. The evidence are there in every corner. Gambia, for the first time, we have been shamed around the world that a Gambia cannot afford blood bag. If that is not shameful to you, well, I don't know what kind of human being you are. If that doesn't concern you, if you care more about your political party than blood bags, then you have a problem in Gambia. And the day shall come, don't wait, that day when your family member may need a blood, and that individual life depends on a blood transfusion, and they arrive at the hospital, there is no blood to be given to your family member. And that day, you will say, I wish I would have listened. I wish I would have acted. Don't wait till the moment comes. I have experienced it in Gambia when my father needed blood. I was up and down in Banjul, up and down looking for blood to match, getting blood for my father. I understand how it feels like. Don't wait till you become the victim of that. Let's stand up to fix the problem. The problem is the government. This government is worthless. This government is worth less than a one butut. The signs are there. They are riding, they are driving millions and millions and millions of, they are driving vehicles that cost millions and millions and millions of dollars. When those vehicles break down right now as we speak, when the Minister of Health, when her vehicle or his vehicle broke down right now as we speak, that vehicle will be fixed. But Royal Victoria, we don't have blood bags. Brothers and sisters, don't choose, don't love your political party over Gambia. Don't take your political party to be your semi-god. It is time for you to wake up out of the slumber, because the reality is there. As we speak, there is poto everywhere. Yes, don't tell me it's 22 years. Because 22 years, that's the reason the people effect change. The people demand for change. The people went out there in the masses to effect the change, to vote for a new government. They did not vote for the new government to constantly tell the people that they cannot perform because of the damage of 22 years, which is a false narrative. Their failure to take ownership of their responsibility is making excuse, blaming the boogeyman that we call Yaya Jammeh. Yaya Jammeh is gone. We're gone for 18 months. And yet still, 18 months, they are telling you the conditions. We don't have blood bags in the Gambia hospital because of Yaya Jammeh. Yaya Jammeh that who has gone for a long time, 16 months. Yet, after Yaya Jammeh left, they use the same narrative to raise money. The international partners, the friends of Gambia have poured a lot of money in the hands of this Alibaba and the 40 thieves in Gambia. Yet, still, you continue to believe in the false narrative that yes, the boogeyman that we call Yaya Jammeh is responsible. Yaya Jammeh have a magic wand. Yaya Jammeh have a magic wand in Equatorial Guinea. He is controlling the minds of Adama Barrow. Yaya Jammeh have a remote control in Equatorial Guinea. He is manipulating the Gambia political system. He's confusing Yaya Jammeh. I mean, it's confusing Adama Barrow. Brothers and sisters, wake up. They know that selling this false narrative that the boogeyman is responsible for everything in Gambia will get them a vote. So they will continue to use that because they know that is their strength and that is your weakness. Your weakness is that you stuck in the past. You refuse to let go the past. The past of the boogeyman that they have created, that Yaya Jammeh have destroyed the Gambia. But yet they are not telling you that they have done nothing for you. They are not telling you that they have received $400 million on your behalf. Telling you or telling the whole world that they need money. When the money is given to the country, there is no accountability. There is no transparency. Brothers and sisters, it is time for you to wake up. It is time for you to wake up. Did you elect your leaders to become rich at your own expense? Gambia, as small as Gambia, we know what is going on in Gambia unless you are in denial of the truth. Brothers and sisters, we have to wake up. They want to keep you in the box. That box is Yaya Jammeh. They create a false narrative that is called Babylon. Everything is called Yaya Jammeh Lom. Welcome on board, Mr. Mansa.
Yes, Mr. Gerewou.
How you doing?
Good. Just to add a little bit comment on what you have just said. The most tragic part of this government, and where everybody knows this government is failing, is when it comes to credits or when it comes to achievement, they will say it is themselves. Like when we heard of Ibrahim Silla on BBC, you know, the journalist asked him of some achievement. He said, you know, they made some achievements, but when it came to like shortcomings, he started pointing fingers to the type of system they inherited. So he said they got electricity projects all over the country, you know, which is their achievement, you know. And we all know Gambia, you know, there is nothing made like, you know, since this government came to power, you know, there is nothing changed. They have not made anything, or they are following Jammeh's footsteps. So, yeah, but the most hypocritical part of this government is like when it comes to, how do I call it? Like I said, shortcomings or like the places that are lacking, they said they give those sides to Jammeh and they want to take like the beef, you know.
No. Let me help you out here. Let me help you out here. Let me go in here if you will. What is the problem? Capitalizing on the weakness of the Gambian people. Because when you are angry, when you are mad, you become the enemy of yourself. You become the enemy of yourself. Yes, we as human beings, we are not perfect. Yes, there were mistakes that were made in the past 22 years. But so far, we all know what was going on. I know what was going on in Gambia. Many people know what went in Gambia in 1994. We witnessed that. But what they are not telling you, they are telling you that Hussein Dabo is the savior of Gambia. But what they are not telling you, Hussein Dabo were the same people that mislead Yaya Jammeh by helping Yaya Jammeh to write down decrees. And those decrees, they started crying about those decrees. Where was Hussein Dabo during 1994? Where was Hussein Dabo during 1995?
No,
Hussein
Mr.
Dabo was on the side of Yaya Jammeh. So now let's go to the development
Yeah,
of Yaya
Mr.
Jammeh.
Gerewou, Mr. Gerewou, everybody is crying about the Gambia's constitution, you know, saying that the Gambian constitution is not good, and especially the UDP fanatics, you know, and they have forgotten that the lawyer that was part of those who have wrote the 1997 constitution. He was hired by Jammeh,
Exactly.
you know, to write the 1997 constitution. But they want to sanctify Lawyer Dabo to make him a saint in the eyes of us, you know. But we have gone far ahead of those days when people will be like, you know, tainted or whatever. You know, we know Lawyer Dabo personality. And the most tragic part of it, I've never seen Lawyer Dabo celebrated a birthday until recently when he hit 70 years old.
Absolutely. Good point. Good point. Absolutely. And we are celebrating birthday when we don't have blood bags at the hospital. You see, they are celebrating it. They are going to buy birthday cakes and all this kind of stuff, right? But while we don't have blood bags in the hospital, they are celebrating all this nonsense that they never have celebrated for 69 years. For the past 69 years, Lawyer Dabo have not celebrated no birthday. They are living good. You see, so it's becoming a new phenomenon because they know that the weakness of the Gambian people is the false narrative that they have set up. That false narrative is the boogeyman that we call Yaya Jammeh. So Yaya Jammeh is everything. So Yaya Jammeh is the juju man that have a remote control from Equatorial Guinea that is remotely controlling the Gambian system. You look at what happened in Faraba. These fake journalists that came up there immediately set up a false narrative. Gafo, Yaya Jammeh Lamon Lebejan, Paral Kono, this and that. So because they know the only way they can stay relevant is to continue to sell the false narrative, to capitalize or to activate their base. The ignorant base, the people that who are angry, the people that who don't have no accomplishment in their life, they always blame somebody for their own failure in life. Unfortunately, we have a president, the first semester, we have political opportunists. That is why I said I was not a sympathizer of all these people that who were consumed by the system. Fatmata Jallo Tambaja, OJ, My Fati, all of these people were opportunists, that including Hussein Dabo.
Mr. Gerewou.
Yeah.
It's so tragic. The Gambia's situation is very tragic right now. Somebody just wrote that Adam Barrow's wife was also seen celebrating a birthday in foreign land, in Nigeria. You know, this government is a joke, my friend. This government is a joke. You know, like old people who have never celebrated their birthdays, instead of reciting the Holy Quran and repenting to God, you know, crying for what they have done to humanity. In fact, they are seen celebrating birthdays. You know, what will Lawyer Dabo do with a birthday? What joy will he get out of what are the kind of memories he will generate from celebrating a birthday? This is tragic. You know, if you look at our health sectors, you know, everybody is crying. If you go to the educational sector, everybody is crying. You know, there's nothing working in the Gambia. But still, now we have our governmental figures, you know, busy celebrating or doing misplaced priorities here and there. You know, it's so.
You see right there, my brother, right here. What is the problem? We don't have an informed society, right? We don't have informed society. People that will look outside the box. People that who will look at the conditions in their neighborhood, right?
Yeah,
and compare what they have been told and what is the reality in their neighborhood. Look at their own condition. You don't have a job, and someone is telling you that we are doing very well. So that the reality is there, the evidence is there for every one of us to make a decision based on the realities and the evidence in your community. Because Gambians, in particular, regardless of where you go right now, everybody is complaining for Banco Collector. As we speak, I have spoke to some people in Gambia that who were anti-Yaya Jammeh. They don't like Yaya Jammeh. They never like Yaya Jammeh. But those individuals today are saying they wish Yaya Jammeh is still in power.
Right? No, yeah, that's the reality, Mr. Gerewou. People have regretted.
So this government right here, it is incumbent on all Gambians to stand up for what is right. What is right is to condemn these people, is to reboot these people, is to get these people out of this before it is too late. Because if Gambians don't act right now, they will take the Gambia over the cliff. Over the cliff. and Gambia will become a failed country.
Mr. Gerewou, as we speak, you know, UDP control the media houses in the Gambia, you know, and based on those negligence, people have also capitalized to side with the government to do 419. As we speak, a whole community, Bansang, has been 419'd. Somebody came who pretended to be part of those who are making these feeder roads, you know, and in fact, 419 a whole community, including the Alcalo, you know. If you listen to the audios, you will die of laughter, man. So UDP should decentralize the media. That's why everybody who wants to do bad, you have to associate yourself with UDP and, you know, start to, you know, do scams here and there. You know, the Gambia today, you know, and that of yesterday, you know, I think today Gambia is, but people
so what do you think is the solution? What do you think is the solution? That I will come back to that and put in my own opinion on that, what I think is the solution to that.
Yeah, the solution is the people should know, and we, especially those who are in the social media, I think we have a great job to do, you know, and as far as journalism right now in the Gambia is dead, you know, all journalists are political figures, because we have seen Sadio Barrow personally attacking Imam Fati, you know, going beyond the bulletins, you know, to castigate, to, you know, to say bad things about Imam Fati. We have also seen Seni Marena writing a whole shit about the people of Fonyi, you know. We have also had, you know, GRTs, you know, trying to rebook the people of Fonyi by, you know, I heard from people, I don't know whether this is true, but I heard that GRTs have dismantled their transmitters in Fonyi. So I told my people that if this is true, we are not going to.
Hold on here. Let me interact here. Let me hammer in here. The problem here again, that goes again to what we call system change. The system could never be changed if the people are not willing to do that. Whatever they do in Fonyi or whatever it is, the most important thing here is for the Fonyi people, for themselves, or wherever in Gambia, all Gambians across the nation to accept the reality. We should not be in denial. The message should be firm. The message should be vast. The outreach should be vast. So we have to reach out to our people, starting from individual homes, educate our people about the realities of the government. So let me let you go. Thank you for being on board. Let me try to see if I can get some more people on the line.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Fellow Gambians, that was Dimansa Gabi, a good brother. You know, that, you know, his opinions, you know, is very active in politics and have a lot of power. About these blood bags. These blood bags is a shame to the Gambia. It is time for Gambians in diaspora. One of our brother on Facebook, I believe, Lamin Tamba. One of our brother, I believe, Lamin Tamba, have suggested that Gambians in diaspora should come together and try to do something for the hospital. And I think it's a great idea. It's a good idea that many of us have been talking about about the needs for Gambians in diaspora. Even Gambians at home, they can afford it, because membership should not be more than $50 a month, or $100 a month for Gambians at home. So of course, Gambians at home also can be part of any initiative that we may take in terms of helping the needy, in terms of helping our hospital or whatever it is. Collective effort is very important for all of us, especially those of us in diaspora also. It is time for Gambians in diaspora to start thinking about forming a unified organization, Gambians in diaspora. Not America, forming a unified organization, non-partisan, register wherever, whether in England or not America or in Europe, whatever, register it and have a board members and members, right? So it is very important for all of us to start doing that, because according to other people, they are telling us that they have more than 30,000 Gambians in Spain alone. If that is true, if we have 30,000 Gambians in Spain, that alone by itself is enough people out there. Everybody €1 every month. You are able to raise 30,000 euros every month. That will give us almost 360,000 euros a year. That could do a lot of things for Gambia. So it is very important. The recommendation by our brother Lamintamba is very good. Mr. Lamintamba, if you are watching or if you get the chance to watch this, my recommendation here is a good idea, but my recommendation is how we can start as a group. Forget about community or village organization. Reach out. You can reach me out if you want to reach out to whoever you have on your friend list. Let us pass the message and see a way how we can form this organization. It is time, it's overdue for Gambians in diaspora to form a non-partisan, non-profit organization that we all, a minimum of $1 every month, the amount of Gambians that we have in diaspora, a minimum of $1 every month. If we have 100,000 Gambians in diaspora that are able to commit themselves to pay or to contribute $1 every month, that we can be able to raise $100,000. That will give us annually $1.2 million a year. 1.2 million. We are capable of raising that kind of money on the minimum amount of minimum contribution of $1. If you include Gambians that in Gambia who are willing to be part of it also, who can afford it, by raising the membership, again, we have the capacity to raise $5 million every year if we are willing to do so. So again, it is about the will. The willingness is not there. We have to be willing to do it. We have to be willing to do it. And when we are going to do it, we have to do it the right way by forming a non-profit organization. There's other way even we can do a for-profit organization where you use the profit to fund the project that you want to fund in Gambia. So it is very important, my brother Lamintamba, again, if you saw this video, you're watching it, let us start the discussion. How are we going to start the way to form the Gambians in Diaspora organization that we're looking forward to have at least 100,000 members? To make it easy, anybody can contribute more than the $1 per month. If you want to contribute $10, that is good, but minimum of $1 a month. All Gambians in diaspora, if we come together and unite and have a vision and a mission what to do, the objective, trust me, Royal Victoria, we can transform the Edward Francis Small hospital to make it a state-of-the-art hospital. We can move forward to go to Bansan. We can move forward to go to Basse and all the big districts in the Gambia and help. But the willingness is not there. We have to start thinking. And Lamintamba, good idea again. All of you that are watching, let us think about it. Let us think about it. Europe, let us start talking about it. Because this government is not going to do dara for Gambian people. It is time to wake up. On that note, let me close with this and say thank you for your time. Thank you for your time, and remember that we make a living by what we get. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. We make a living by what we get, and we make a life by what we give. And Gambians are known as people very generous. Gambians are very generous. We are very kind when it comes to helping people. So let us change our way, the way we used to do it. Let us get out of the village community. I'm not saying leave the village community that we have, but let us go on a national scale. Let us go on a national level to do extraordinary things on the national level collectively. Yes, we can. I believe we can do that. Again, we make a living by what we get, but we make life by what we give. As little as $1, if we have an organization that we are all Gambians, even at home are committed to contribute their $1 or $50 monthly, we are capable of raising $5 million a month. $5 million. We have the capacity, but we don't know how to use it. We are not thinking how to do it. And now our brother Lamintamba have opened the discussion. That discussion should be open to every one of us, and let's talk about it. Let's encourage each other about it. Maybe someday, one day, we will be able to achieve that. It is achievable. We can achieve that if we have the will to do it. And how are we going to do that? Put politics on the side. It is non-partisan. It is not tribalism. It is not regionalism. It is national. It is about Gambia. On that note, thank you for being with me, and God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Gambia, for being with Gambia. Us the news, and let us do what we can. And if you have the video that is circulating on social media, please follow that link. And I think the guys here, when you get to the link, you can the reference word is BB Blood Bank. Make sure when you are donating your money on that link, make sure you put BB. BB is the reference to that fundraising, so that they know that your contribution is going to a blood bank. So let us do that. Yes, we can do it. We can afford it. If you have family members in Gambia, let us also try to find a way how we can have where people in Gambia can be able to donate their little $50 or $100 for the cause of blood bags. So it is very important. Let us do it collectively. Yes, we can. This government, let us think about the way how to move them out of office. It is time for Gambia to act. It is time for Gambia to unite. Yes, we can. We can do everything that we want to do in Gambia only if we are united. Only if we are united. The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. Gambians, thank you for listening, and God bless you. All right, thank you. I'm signing out, and God bless you all. Round of applause to all of you for using your precious time to be with us today. Assalamu alaikum.